Hey everyone, Noah here. Today we're going over an MCU headcanon that I came up with about why society doesn't crumble both after the snap and after the blip. I decided to script this so I can make as much sense as possible. Let's begin. So when Thanos snapped and erased half of all life, it might not have been as random as most people might assume. If he is to be believed in this regard, Thanos' intentions were to improve the societies that he was erasing the populations of. So the Infinity Stones may have intentionally left certain types of people alive, so that the planets full of sentient life would not be horribly affected. In real life, if half of each life form simultaneously disappeared at random, the apocalypse would likely soon follow. Society would collapse, but that isn't what we see in Avengers Endgame. Sure, people are depressed and traumatized, but society continued, and 5 years after the fact, life is relatively unaffected. Since the nature of the Infinity Stones have nothing to do with the real world outside of fiction, it is easy to believe that reality could have been affected in such a perfect way that things would still go according to Thanos' plan. The outcome doesn't contradict anything. In fact, it's almost exactly what he wanted to happen. The only downfall to his plans was the Avengers' willpower to reverse it. When the Avengers gain a new set of Infinity Stones through the time heist, Bruce Banner uses them to reverse the original snap and restore the people that were vanished. Tony Stark tells him that he should wish to make everything like it was 5 years before, and it seems like that's exactly what he does. Banner snaps his fingers, and everyone returns safely. Most people like Monica Rambeau from WandaVision and Yelena Belova from Hawkeye come back exactly where they were when they were dusted. Sure, some came back in inconvenient or awkward scenarios, as seen with May Parker and the Midtown High Marching Band in Spider-Man Far From Home, and the people in the hospital at the beginning of WandaVision Episode 4. But everyone is safe. This includes the people that vanished in dangerous scenarios, such as being in an airplane, according to the writers and directors of Endgame. Using the same logic from Thanos' snap, Banners must have also made things work out relatively normally when the people returned. In projects such as WandaVision and Shang-Chi, the world is effectively running smoothly. This might surprise people because WandaVision is directly after, and Shang-Chi is only 5 to 6 months after Endgame. The issue of overpopulation is addressed in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier with the refugees and the Flag Smashers. But that issue is mostly stemmed from the government mishandling the population growing back so quickly. It probably was not the Avengers' fault that people were displaced, because they really did do the best that they could. Hawkeye and Moon Knight take place over a year later. It only makes sense that the state of the world would be so much better, especially after Sam Wilson's speech during the Falcon and the Winter Soldier finale. As the new Captain America, I'm sure that the United States government and the United Nations took at least some of his advice. It would definitely explain why things would continue improving, and that movements like the Flag Smashers wouldn't pop up anymore. There are limits to what the Infinity Stones can accomplish with a single snap, it seems. While Thanos may have exempted himself from withering into dust, Bruce Banner could not bring back Natasha Romanoff to life, as he tried his hardest. It seems like one main goal can be achieved per snap, and bringing an actual deceased person back is completely separate from bringing the dusted individuals back. There are a few other explanations for why the world didn't turn to complete ruin. We know that ever since 2016, Wakanda has opened up their resources to the world. After Thanos snapped, in their country no less, I'm sure the Wakandan government tried their best to fix things. We also know that New Asgard was established after Thanos' snap. The fact that Asgardians and their technology and their knowledge now exist in Norway could factor into how the world was able to move on, all things considered. The third explanation is that the masters of the mystic arts could have intervened from behind the scenes. We know that the Ancient One defended the New York Sanctum from the Chitauri invasion in 2012, and that Doctor Strange acts as a full-on superhero at times. So who's to say that they didn't put their spells to good use to save humanity? They generally protect the world against mystical threats, but when aliens kill half of humans, I could see them stepping in. While these things could all fit together, it ultimately doesn't matter if any of it is true. The fun of it is theorizing and trying to be creative. This is all my personal headcanon based on evidence that is clear to the audience, and it might as well be true. In my opinion, nothing necessarily contradicts it, because if it was wrong, the snap and blip's effect on the population would truly be a huge plot hole. While fiction almost always requires you to suspend disbelief, this explanation can make things more believable. The Marvel Cinematic Universe started with trying to make comic book characters like Thor and Iron Man believable, So I don't see why they couldn't use this logic in this scenario. Well guys, that was all of my thoughts that I scripted about this quote-unquote plot hole that some people see in the movies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and yeah, I'd like feedback at some point if anybody does watch these videos. I know that I have to admit and be self-aware that I'm not that popular yet, but I am trying to grow and put more effort into these. So yeah, I'm trying to make more videos like this, and videos about the future of the MCU. I'm not trying to look too far ahead, but you know, I might do that sometimes. But I'm very interested in the timeline and the lore, obviously. A lot of people are. So yeah, please give some feedback at some point. Bye guys.